What if everything you thought you knew about Jon Moxley was a carefully constructed illusion, a masterfully woven facade hiding something far more calculated beneath the surface? What if a single cryptic phrase, delivered with chilling calm on AEW Dynamite, was the spark that ignited the greatest controversy in wrestling this year? A mistake was made, and I will fix it. Those 7 words have detonated across the wrestling world like a time bomb, leaving fans in panic, awe, and complete disbelief. Could this mean that Moxley, the bruised and blood-stained heartbeat of AEW, is about to abandon the very empire he helped build brick by brick? Is he preparing to betray AEW in favor of a shocking return to WWE, the company he left behind with scathing words and a bitter taste? Or is this the beginning of a grand plan so intricate, so audacious, that not even the most tuned-in fans saw it coming? Tonight, we dig deeper than ever before, unraveling a storyline that has fractured wrestling fandom in two and could forever alter the destiny of AEW. Welcome to Pink Sport, the channel where we decode the chaos of the squared circle. Today, we turn our focus toward the biggest question rocking the wrestling world in 2025. What is truly going on with Jon Moxley? The warning he delivered to AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page was more than a setup for a match. It was a psychological detonation. A rematch has been scheduled, the rules are set, and no one, not a single ally, not even a Death Rider, will be allowed at ringside. But it's not the stipulation that has everyone holding their breath. It's Moxley's words. The tone. The finality. Something deeper is stirring, and to truly understand it, we must look back through the blood-soaked timeline of Moxley's AEW journey. From the moment he crashed onto the scene at AEW's inaugural Double or Nothing in 2019, attacking Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, Moxley became the anti-hero AEW was built upon. A rebel with no filter and no leash, he brought a raw, dangerous energy unmatched in modern wrestling. He didn't just win matches, he survived them. He bled, burned, and clawed through battles against legends like Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, and Eddie Kingston. He wasn't just a top star, he was AEW's living, breathing foundation. But something changed on July 12, 2025, at AEW All in Texas. Moxley clashed with Hangman Page in a Texas death match that pushed the limits of brutality. The match featured barbed wire, shattered glass, beds of nails, and even chaos from names like Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin, and a returning Bryan Danielson. But when the dust settled, it was Hangman who stood victorious, having choked Moxley unconscious with a chain, marking the first time Moxley had ever tapped out in AEW. It wasn't just a defeat. It was symbolic. A torch passing. A possible ending. And immediately after that moment, the rumors began to spiral. Was this a sign that Moxley's AEW journey was closing? Was he laying down the groundwork for a WWE homecoming? Whispers became louder after the chilling promo on AEW Dynamite in Chicago's Aragon Ballroom, where after an explosive confrontation, Moxley stared Hangman down and said those now infamous words. Fans rushed to social media. Posts speculated whether this was about redemption, vengeance, or defection. And suddenly, the idea of a WWE return wasn't just fantasy, it became plausible. After all, Moxley, once known as Dean Ambrose, was a core member of WWE's legendary faction The Shield. Though he left WWE in 2019 citing creative dissatisfaction and a desire for freedom, wrestling is an industry where nothing is ever truly permanent. If CM Punk and Cody Rhodes could return to WWE after scorched earth exits, could Moxley be next? The rumors intensified when Sportskeeda and Reddit forums began floating the possibility of a Shield reunion at a future WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is still WWE's biggest draw. Seth Rollins remains a top-tier talent. The return of Moxley could create a moment of mythical proportions. And yet, Moxley has never shied away from reminding the world that AEW is his home, that this company gave him the freedom to bleed, to brawl, and to be himself without compromise. In a 2025 interview, Tony Khan praised Moxley's commitment, citing his title defenses, like the one against Adam Copeland, as examples of what made him the bedrock of AEW. But what about now? What about that warning? A mistake was made and I will fix it. Was he referring to the match loss, to Hangman's title reign, or something more foundational, the direction of AEW itself? Because to understand Moxley, you must understand his philosophy. He sees himself as AEW's guardian, its violent shepherd. When CM Punk's drama threatened to collapse the company in 2022, Moxley canceled a planned vacation to step in, reclaiming the world title and stabilizing the chaos. His heel turn in 2024 and the creation of the Death Riders wasn't about destruction, it was about discipline. About purging AEW of weakness and reminding the locker room that toughness must be earned, not gifted. In his eyes, Hangman Page's victory at All In represents everything that's wrong with the current landscape. A mistake. A fluke. And now Moxley intends to correct it. That's why this upcoming match isn't just another title shot. It's a referendum. On Hangman's reign. On AEW's trajectory. On Moxley's own legacy. The stipulation, banning all allies from ringside, is Hangman's attempt to prove himself, but it's also a declaration of war. Because a Moxley with no backup is a Moxley unchained. And that's a terrifying prospect. Meanwhile, the WWE return rumors are likely smoke and mirrors, a narrative thread designed to keep fans guessing. Moxley thrives on unpredictability. His promos blur the line between fiction and reality. Every word, every pause, every stare, it's calculated chaos. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants you unsure. He wants Hangman afraid. Because while Page fights for validation, Moxley fights to restore what he believes AEW truly is, a battlefield ruled by grit and sacrifice. And make no mistake, this match has historic weight. The Moxley-Page feud already has legendary moments, with their 2023 Texas Death Match standing as one of AEW's greatest clashes. Their rivalry is tied at 2 apiece. This next bout is the tiebreaker. But beyond personal vendettas, it's about AEW's future. If Moxley wins, he regains control. He reasserts his dominance and potentially reshapes the promotion back into his vision. Raw, brutal, unscripted. If Hangman retains, he carves his name into the company's foundation as its next great champion, perhaps shifting AEW's identity into something more resilient and evolved. The stakes could not be higher. This match isn't about a belt. It's about identity. It's about direction. It's about power. Moxley has never been more dangerous, more unfiltered, or more determined. Hangman has never had more to prove. The rumors about WWE, while exciting, are likely part of a larger game Moxley is playing, a smokescreen to keep everyone's attention while he executes his true plan. AEW is not just a company to him, it's his proving ground, and if he has to bleed again to reclaim it, he will. So now we wait. Next week on AEW Dynamite, Moxley and Hangman Page will meet in a match that could decide not just who holds gold, but who leads the future. Will Moxley fix the mistake and re-establish AEW's roots in violence and rebellion? Or will Page stand tall as the new face of a company evolving beyond its brawler origins? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain.